Hello there, Sir from 17 once again. This is my God Hand hard mode fun run. This is stage 1-5 and it's sneaking into Elvis's crib. And I'll always remember this mission because I streamed me getting beaten up on my kick me sign run, because I think stage 1 in this game is one of the hardest stages from a game I've ever played. It reminds me of, you know, some of the top tier difficult levels in games. Like when you think of the first 2 chapters, and maybe Ninja Gaiden 2 is a good example, where it really tries everything it can to put you off playing the harder difficulty, because it's very difficult early on. And much like in that game, and sitting with this one, if you can get through that early storm and weather it, the rest of the game does get easier, as that guy chases me in this room, which is never fun. Also, the move he just did, the Elite, that move will pretty much one-shot kill you in this HP bar if you do not upgrade your life, and even if you do upgrade your life, it does so many hits, it does so much damage, you don't want to ever get touched by it. The advantageous part of it for us is it's pretty much all high, so if you can do up dodges, you can avoid it that way. You can trade with it if you want to. I don't recommend it, and you can interrupt it, which is tricky to do, but it's worth your while because you'll get a counter hit. And counter hits are an interesting thing in God Hand because they give you some great properties. Counter hitting in this game increases the damage of the move that you hit them with. I think it doubles it, and it also gives it the properties of what it has. So if it's a juggle move, it will instantly juggle them to the best of its ability. If it's a launch move, it will instantly launch them to the best of its ability. And it's what makes this game... Oh, by the way, guys, I don't know why, but there's normally a fat person, an elite, stood there, but on this run there wasn't, and I don't know what I did wrong. I didn't cheat, there's no like fancy editing here. There just wasn't there, and I didn't know why. And in other runs they were there, but that time they weren't, so there must be some interesting dynamic spawn that happens on that section, because there's no cut in the video there, there's no, you know, me trimming it out or me making a mistake and not putting it in. It wasn't in this fight for some reason. But this is the jewellery room. This is one of the most famous rooms in God Hand because it's going to put you against 3 elites in a very tiny space, and you're not going to know how to fight that because nobody does until you're there and you're in it and you're there for hours. And on my kick me sign run, I was here for a couple of days, and when I say a couple of days, I mean, you know, 6-hour stints per day. We're talking a long time in these rooms. So I learnt just how miserable this place can be. But every single beating I took made it so that I was able to become a better player. And at the time it didn't feel too great, and I got mad, and I wasn't happy, and I was probably quite miserable to be around. But afterwards, when I come back here, I'm never going to suffer the same because of those experiences. And it taught me how to move. It taught me how to move when enemies are close, and it taught me how to watch other people when I'm being attacked. And these are all important things that you're not going to learn immediately, they're going to come in time. Like using the radar to keep tabs on people who are off screen, listening to the audio cues to see what people are doing, understanding when an enemy gets close what he wants to do. There's a lot of things in this game as the emulator dies there. This is my least favourite wave. These enemies don't make any sense to me at all. You don't fight them enough. All they do is throw bombs, run away, and do those stupid face jumps and like bum tickles. Just weird moves. I really need to practice this enemy to just figure out what I'm meant to do with it, because I just kind of flail on them and hope they don't grab me. And when he does that animation there, when he turns around like he's going to throw a pitch, he's going to run behind you and try and tickle your anus. So if you press circle, you can get a really nice counter on him. And of course we get a demon, because this room is rampant for demons. But it's a blade demon, and I've fought enough blade demons in this room to be quite confident to use a god move to hit him. And then prop him up, and then sidekick cancel him, because this is all on one checkpoint, guys. If you fuck up here, you go back to the beginning, and it's a long fight. It really is. So don't get hit by these little shitters afterwards. And you might wonder why I've not used my God Hand. It's because I'm saving it for the elites. I'm not particularly scared of the elites, I just know it's easy when there's 3 of them to get dive kicked, and I really don't want that to happen, so I'm going to preempt, use my God Hand, and I'm going to try and probably prop them up. Whenever you use a charge move in God Hand, it will slow the depletion of the bar, so it can be useful to squeeze out some extra time from your God Hand if it's running out. And when you come out of it, you can also do a charge move, because you will do something called an iframe extension, which for some reason gives you complete invincibility, but it makes you vulnerable the frame the attack connects, so if you trade with an enemy, you'll take damage. But if you don't, it's a free hit, and you will probably not see me do too much of that in this run, mainly because I don't get hard knocked down enough, which hopefully you'll never see, because if I'm not taking damage I shouldn't get knocked down at all. But once there's two elites, it's the exact same as what you fought before. The only difference now is you're nervous because there's no checkpoint, and if you do die, you've got to do it all again. And it's it really does affect how you play. You know, you need to have that clutch moment, and sometimes it just doesn't come. And I was so happy I actually got this fight way sooner than I got the fight that follows this, because for some reason fighting these two guys in that thin corridor took me forever. It must have took me 3 hours. I know, it's embarrassing, but it's true. Like, it took so long to do it. And you might be thinking, well, 3 hours is not that bad. I've been stuck on something for 10 years. Well, you know when a fight is 15 seconds long and then you get slapped, and then it's 10 seconds long and you get slapped, and then it's 5 seconds and you get... I'm changing my techniques? Oh no. I was thinking about it. I wonder what I would have put on. Is there anything else to put on? One of my main criticisms with God Hand is that early on you don't have enough moves, and then later on... Oh, I just jabbed a woman. That's not good. But you have all these great moves in this game, 114 techniques, and at the beginning you can barely use any of them, and there's a lot of fighting. There's a ton of fighting between you and the end of the game. You want to be able to use these techniques as early as possible, and I can understand that they want to balance it. I'm not asking to give me unblockable god moves. Give me something fancy, dude. Give me something that juggles. Give me something that launches. Give me something. Like, I wish the demons dropped a random move rather than a set move. Because they can give you different moves, but it's always the same shit. It's all the shit that you can already buy. And I want to be like, I want to fight a demon, and I want him to give me the fucking, like, crazy double kickflip stuff. Give me something fancy, brah. I want to use your fun moves. And I think that would fix the game when it comes to diversity, because, don't get me wrong, the starting moveset in this game is so goddamn powerful you can beat the full thing comfortably. Because you have two of the best launches in the game, and you have access to really powerful moves like the roundhouse and the high side kick. So here's the blade demon, another one. We get the guard break. Am I gonna? Yes, I am. So we're gonna sidekick cancel him into a bit of a combo. I'm gradually phasing out doing the cancelling on the demons because I want to try and get better at them. It's just, you know, when you've done a big fight. Right now, I've come out of that room and I've killed one dude, so I'm being fancy on this guy because if I do get hit, I don't have to do too much. I think, though, when you save state, you save the state of the game literally, so the demons will be the same. So if you get a demon spawn, you're always... Oh, we got the prompt cancel on the uppercut. That was lovely. And you're probably saying, well, what the hell does that mean, Chris? That's a bunch of words I've never heard before. There's an interesting technique on this game that doesn't actually do much, but it looks funny. And you'll see me do it a lot. If you do any kind of launch technique on a stunned enemy that can be pummeled, it does work on the other moves, but it's less obvious. If you press the circle to do the pummel, as the move connects, it will carry the momentum of the move into the pummel. And you have these really bizarre moments where you knock people into the sky and then they come back down as if on elastic, and then you do the funny move to them. And you can do it with a whole host of different moves, but the problem is the timing. Timing that technique, even though it doesn't give you increased damage or any real benefit, is very tight. It's one of the tightest timings in the game. God Hand is a game about timing for... Oh, we did it again. That looked amazing. Like, this game is all about timing, but this technique is tighter still. And I miss it more than I hit it, but you can definitely get a feel for it, because it's not that hard to do. It's just finicky. And you can do it with charge moves, and they're the hardest ones. If you do a fully charged hit, it releases by itself. So then you have to wait for the computer to release it, and you have to know the timing, and that's tricky to do. Same with the heel stomp. I think the heel one is the hardest one to do. I don't know if I've ever done that. But once again, folks, there's going to be plenty of experimentation in this run. Plenty of goofiness, silliness, and fun. And I hope you enjoy it, because If you've seen the other side of God Hand, which is the ultimate taste of defeat, you'll realise that it's not like what you're watching. This is not how God Hand usually works. It's the other way around. So it's a very special and privileged place to be if you can give it back. And hopefully this inspires you to up your game and give some back too.